Today on the grid, it is how would I edit your photo days? We had people send in images that are raw and unedited, and we're going to take them from beginning to end in Lightroom or Photoshop or whatever it takes. All right, Mr. Kuna is not here. He's going to be Skyping in. He has a really tremendously bad toe fungus. No, I'm kidding. He just has a cold, but he thought it would be better to stay home, and we said that's a fantastic idea. So we're working on getting him Skyped in so we can hear him sniffle. And we've got lots of cool prizes today, lots of wonderful stuff. It's probably going to be a fine day on the grid, and this mirth and merriment all starts in just 23.2 seconds. Let's go!
The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the tripod alternative that is changing the world. Everybody has a Platypod. You should too. Go to platypod.com.
Hey-o! It's just me. There's no Kuna yet. We're going to have to Skype him in, but welcome to the grid. I'm glad you're here because I'm all alone. It's scary. Anyway, glad to have you here. It's going to be a fun day. Today is How I Edit Your Photo Day. People send in photos. We're going to take them through from start to finish, see what we can do. I'm just going to show you how I would edit them. Mr. Kuna will be hopefully joining us shortly. We have some connection issues, but we're working on that. Let's see what else we got. We got a bunch of real quick news. Just get it out of the way. iPhone conference is coming up in just a couple of weeks here at the end of the month, and it's going to be fantastic. We've got an all-star cast of instructors. It's 2 days plus a pre-conference day up front, and we've got lots of great classes, multiple tracks, 2 days, 2 tracks, ton of great instructors, and you get the entire conference archived for a year, so you can go back and watch any other, classes that you might have missed. And, there's some great classes. There's some really good ones. So we're excited for you to join. Go to Kelby One Live, and you can sign up for that today and join us for all kinds of phenomenal iPhone education. So that's coming up in just a couple of weeks. This weekend on Sunday, I'm giving the keynote at Photoclave out in California. So, and it's in I think it's San Mateo. Could that be right? I hope so. No, San Ramon. I knew it was San something. It's in San Ramon, and it is February 17th through 19th. On Sunday night, I'm giving the keynote, and I'm doing a class on Monday morning. I hope I'll see you there. Vanelli is going to be there, so, But also, Franz Lantig is going to be there, so there's some great instructors, really, really great instructors, and it's just going to be awesome. So I hope that you can join us there. What else we got going? My Santorini workshop. We have a couple of spots left if you want to go with myself and Mr. Kuna to the beautiful island of Santorini, Greece. Great photography opportunities. There it is right there. And you've seen it, many, many times before. It's a very, very famous spot. It's an island on top of a hill that's just gorgeous, and there's so much to shoot and so much to do and so much to eat. Did I mention to eat? The whole island looks like it was put there for photographers, and tickets are now available. If you want to go grab one of those last spots and join me and Mr. Kuna, it'll be a lot of fun. And you would fly into Athens, and you take a short flight from Athens to Santorini. It's going to be awesome. So I hope that you can join us. Go to ScottKelbyWorkshops.com. That's ScottKelbyWorkshops, one word, .com, and there's more information. You can get your ticket there. I hope you can come. It'll be a lot of fun. And let's see what else we got going on. We got giveaways. So today we're giving away the Platypod disc. That's this baby right here. It's awesome. That is it right there. It's a round mount for your camera. You can mount it on your Arca Swiss type of. It's great for all kinds of goodies. So we're giving one of those away today. We're going to give away one V-Flat from the folks at V-Flat World, and they are awesome. We use them here in our own studios. Really, really great stuff. And, yep, there they are right there. Let's go. So, and they have backgrounds for shoots and stuff too. I mean, they got a lot of stuff, but we're going to give away a V-Flat. It's only U.S. shipping only. So they're not going to ship it to Smorgasbord. It can only be shipped in the United States. All right. Oh, there's a discount, though. If you just want to get one of them, you can go to VFlat World and use the discount code Kelby10 at checkout. Also, we're giving away Retouch for Me, that's the name of the company, their Portrait Volumes app. And their stuff is amazing. It is a super AI-based, high-end retouching stuff. Really, really great. And I have them myself. They're tremendous. So they're going to be giving that away, and they also give us a 20% discount. However, to get the discount, it's a pain in the butt. You have to go to promo.retouch4, so retouch4.me, and then you have to enter the code Kelby120. So promo.retouch4.me, and then Kelby120, and that's a pretty good discount. All right. So we're also giving away, that's it. Are we giving away any books? No books today? No book? Oh, we're giving away my book. Oh, yeah, there it is. All right. We're giving away this one. How do I do that in Photoshop? This is my latest book, and it's got the masking and all that stuff in there. And this is for people who already know how to use Photoshop. You already know how to use it, and you want to be able to grab a book and go, all right, I need to learn how to do this one thing. Ooh, boom, there it is. And I tell you exactly what that one thing is and how it works, and that's what the deal is. All right, we're also giving away my other book. This one's for I'm new to Photoshop, and I really want to learn it from the ground up. It's called the Adobe Photoshop Book for Digital Photographers. So we're giving away that today. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. Now, do you notice that all of my books have a rating of 4.5? Like every book I've ever written has a rating of 4.5. Here's why. Because most people really love it. A lot of people refuse to give a 5-star, so they give a 4-star, but that's not what knocks it down. There's always one person that hates it, and they tell you why, because they're a book author too, and they tell you all the things that they would have done differently. So they rated a 1-star because I didn't include the thing that they would have included had they written it. It happens. It is what it is. So if you want a good 4.5-star book, I'm your guy. All right. You guys ready to get to work? Let's see. We mentioned all that stuff. Oh, one more thing. The photography show in the UK is coming up next month. I'm speaking there. I'm doing 4 different sessions over a period of days, and it's a great show. Guys, I've done this show before. I think it's one of the best trade shows in the world. I've been doing a number of shows. It is education, it's vendors, it's lots of fun stuff. And of course, they're giving away like really nice stuff. Anyway, it's a tremendous show. It's a giant show, and it's out in Birmingham in the UK, so not far from London. You would fly into London, take a train up to Birmingham, and it's right there at the NEC, which is their giant convention center. Tons of great instructors, and they all speak your language. So it's awesome. Anyway, I hope to see you there. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to get back there again. All right, now, we asked people to send in an unedited image. It can be either a raw photo or an unedited JPEG. And a lot of people did that, and a lot of people sent fully edited images. Fully edited, done in black and white, all kinds of stuff done to them. The first line is, if you want to upload one unedited raw or unedited JPEG. They still sent in edited JPEGs, fully done. I don't know what to say. Anyway, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to look at some of the folks that actually followed the instructions and did the right stuff. Shall we begin? Let's. Now, also, guys, let me know if Mr. Kuna comes online. I know they're still working on that. All right. Oh, by the way, it's not hoarding if they're guitars. My wife got me that shirt. Today is one of my Valentine's Day extravaganzas. All right. Here we go. Here's our first image. I like the image. Good image. All the images are good today. I mean, we don't have any bad images. This is good. But what you're experiencing is exactly what happens in our camera sensor. Our camera sensor looks at the image and it says, oh, well, we're going to expose for the foreground, and that's going to blow out the sky. So that's what happens, not the fault of the photographer. You can use like a neutral density graduated filter, but honestly, it's better just do it right here. All right. All right, so Erik is almost connected. Okay, that's good. That's close. All right, let's take a look. What would we do first? I usually fix the most egregious thing first, but before I do anything, let me go over here and see. So this is a raw image, so I can choose a better starting place for my image. And generally, especially for landscape or travel or anything else, almost everything except for portrait, I'm switching to Adobe Landscape. The Adobe Color, which is the default kind of interpretation of your raw image, is kind of plays it safe, and it's just kind of Adobe Landscape usually looks much better. Now, I'm going to choose it. It's probably not going to do much of anything, but let's take a look. Oh, that's better. Look, you can actually see some definition in the sky now. Look. And then here's Adobe Landscape. So that's step one. Yeah, that actually did all right. Okay. Next is the thing that's bothering me the most is the sky, of course. So there's an easy fix. We're going to go over here and click on the masking icon here in Lightroom. And we're going to go, big surprise, select sky. All right, the red tint shows you what Lightroom selected, which is the sky. And then we're going to do two things. We're going to lower the exposure and then lower the highlights and look at the detail. So that was there, right? It's there. We're not adding a fake sky. That's the sky that was there, but I usually try to just balance it out with the rest of the image. Like, I don't want to make it too dark or something crazy. I want to kind of just balance it out with the rest of the image, and that doesn't look too bad at all. And I think that we're done there. All right, let's click back on the regular icon and go back to our basic. Let's hit the auto button just as a starting place. And this doesn't look terrible. It might be a tad dark. Let's add a little contrast because it looks a little flat. And so it looks pretty good up here, but back here it looks a little hazy. So let's drop down here to dehaze, which is, by the way, dehaze is an underplayed slider in Lightroom because it's just another form of contrast, right? So you have contrast and then you have dehaze, which is, I guess, super contrast. It's a more powerful version of contrast, but I use it a lot in my just regular editing now. So let's go ahead and hit dehaze a little and see. Oh yeah, look what it did for those mountains in the back. Are those mountains? I guess they're not hills, they're mountains. All right, I'm going to do that and then maybe brighten it up a little bit. All right, just brighten the whole thing up a little bit. Oh, we're starting to get there. All right, it's looking pretty good. Actually, it is looking pretty good. Let's make sure we set our whites and blacks properly. Hold the shift key and click on the word whites. Hold the shift key and click on the word blacks. Oh, we're looking good. It looks a little brightish to me, so I'm going to pull it down just a little bit because under that sky, it shouldn't be that bright. The foreground does look a little bright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the masking tool. I'm going to create a new mask, and the one I'm going to choose is linear gradient. This is the one I go to when I want to darken a larger area. Like that whole foreground looks like it could be a little darker, but with the gradient, it's going to go from dark to lighter dark to clear. So I'm going to hit gradient. I'm going to darken the exposure, and then I'm going to drag here. Where I start clicking, it's dark, and then see how it gradually goes to clear? Now, I went too far, but that's the way this tool works. You just kind of guess, and then you go back and say, no, I guessed wrong. Maybe something. I'm just trying to get a balanced look for the image, right? So maybe a half a stop. So here, I'll turn off you can see the difference. See how bright it was? Right? There we go. I think this is looking pretty decent. Let's look at our color. Let's see if maybe we need to add a little bit of warmth to it. Let's drag a little to oh yeah, a little bit of warmth would be nice. Now, if you drag over here and the mountains are looking good, but then the sky starts to lose its blue, you can always go back and go to the sky one right down here, mask number 1, and just add a little blue into that. There we go. That's easy enough. So just in case. All right. Lastly, well, actually, two things. I think I might go to the effects down here and add a little darkening around the outside edges, just a little bit, maybe to -11, my favorite number. All right, and look at the difference that made right here. Watch. Here's before and after. See how it kind of focuses your attention towards the middle of the frame? I love that. All right. And you hardly even notice it's there, but until you turn it off. Now, here's what we're going to do for our finishing touch. We, and by that I mean you and me, are going to go back to the masking tool. We're going to say create a new mask. We are going to choose the brush. What? We're going to choose the brush. We're going to get a medium size. Let me make the brush a little larger. I'm going to use the bracket keys on my keyboard, and I'm going to hit the exposure pretty hard, maybe 2 stops. And I'm going to click in various spots where I want light hits to happen. Now, I do this way too bright to start off, and then I go back and fix it later. So I'm just trying to add visual interest by adding little hits of light in different places. Now, this is way over the top. I know that. But it's going to get better, I hope. Then we go and we dial in a better number for these, because that's a lot of light. All right. Maybe somewhere in there, maybe about half a stop. But watch the difference that makes. Let me just show you. Watch. See, now we know it's there, right? But this is very, very popular in landscape photography to add these little light hits. Now, if I was being more careful, I would try to put them only where the highlights exist and stuff like that. But actually, it doesn't look too bad. All right, let's look at see if we can see a side-by-side before and after. So there's our before image. So, I mean, we didn't add anything to it that wasn't already captured by the sensor, right? The sensor captured everything that's there. We didn't add something that wasn't. Well, we added little light hits, I guess you could say. That's a little tricky. But anyway, outside of that, here, let me make it a little bigger for you. There we go. I just hid the side panels by pressing Shift and the Tab key. And by the way, to see this before and after, you press the letter Y on your keyboard. But anyway, that's a pretty good start. Good shot by whoever did it. Nicely done. So I was going to see if I had their name. This isn't like blind photo critique, so it's okay to say who did it. So this one's from Daniel Resiegel? I don't know. Anyway, sorry if I messed up your name, but Daniel. This is from Daniel. Daniel, you did a nice job on that shot. I like it. All right. It's got to be break time, right? Yes, it's break time. There we go. All right. We're going to take a short pause. When we come back, we're going to look at another image, and we'll take a look at how did I do that? How am I going to edit that? I don't know. We're going to find out right after this break right here.
Imagine what your life would be like if everything in your Lightroom world was organized. Like you knew where your photos were, all your photos were together, everything is right where you want it, and it's easy to find everything. And Lightroom is running really fast, and everything is just awesome. Imagine what that would be like. There are people every day, just like you, who are living that life because they've implemented the Slim system. The Slim system is something I invented a number of years ago. It's used by photographers all over the world, and what it is my simplified Lightroom image management system, Slim. And let me tell you, it can change everything for you. Using Lightroom can be a joy, right? And the more messed up your Lightroom life is, the better this system will make your life. And it's easy. It's really easy. I lay it all out for you in this brand new course, and it takes you from the very beginning. We're going to talk about you're going to be fully backed up. All your photos are going to be in one place, maybe for the first time in your life. And you're going to be able to find your images, get to them quickly. It's everything that you ever dreamed that Lightroom was going to bring to you. And I'm going to show you exactly, step by step, how to do it all. You're going to love it. It's going to change everything for you. So come and check out my new course. It's the Slim System, and it's only found here exclusively at Kelby One.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Canon.
Blue, but anyway. Okay, hey, we're back, everybody. We have Erik Kuna on the line.
Hey.
Mr. Kuna is joining us now. Hey-o. Hey-o.
Hey-o.
Hey-o. You're kind of...
blurry.
Yeah, you're a little blurry.
Yeah.
Is that an...
blurred background effect.
How you feeling? You feeling all right?
I'm all right. I'm all right.
You probably didn't hear my joke at the intro, did you?
No, I didn't hear anything.
Oh, I said Erik Kuna is going to be Skyping in from home. He has a terribly, I think, infected toe or something.
Oh, yes.
No, but I did explain that you actually did. What did I say? You had a fungus. Oh, I said you had a raging fungus in your toe.
Yeah, well, that happens.
But that's not the case today, though. All right. So anyway, thank you for joining us, Mr. K.
Yeah,
And,
I saw that. I did see the first image. That looked really good. I mean, that's, like I was saying on the break, I think that's where the typical, we usually get the image on the left you started with, and we have to make the image on the right.
Yeah.
That's usually how it goes.
And,
unless you were out there like one magical day where you just got the magical light.
Yep, and the sky's just perfect.
Which, I mean, does happen, but like
rare.
We talked about, it's rare. It's definitely rare.
Yep. All right, let's take a look at our next image. Another nice image, nicely done, right? You got the bride and groom on the dock. There are a couple of issues. I don't know how well this comes across, but her dress is kind of blue. His face is very dark.
Scott, it isn't blue in the sense of what we usually see blue.
It's not a
little blue.
It's not as bad as the general blind.
Yes.
Oh, I love this. Blake Morgan says, hold on, I got to read you this, Erik. He says, if we watch the grid religiously, are we griddies kind of like Swifties?
Yeah, maybe.
Hey,
maybe.
So,
well, that's where the griddies would say when they bring up that image. One, I can tell we're already going to get rid of the phone lines behind them, and we're going to get rid of that distracting thing that's just sticking out of the grass over there, and we're probably going to get rid of the distracting things on the poles.
Yep, exactly. That's exactly, and we're going to, I think, recrop it a bit. But there's another thing we're going to fix. I can see that we haven't talked about. So let's go ahead and start on this. I think first let's go ahead. Oh, I lost my side things here. Let's go first and. Let me close this off. Let's hide the side here. Don't need that. Let's go see if we can go to landscape here. It's a raw photo, so that'll help open up the shadows. It didn't do a whole bunch here. It did actually help with the skin tone. The skin tone was not great, right? The skin tone, look, it was kind of bluish and all. This actually warmed it up a little bit. It actually got rid of a lot of the problem with the I'm gonna move to the right a little bit to warm the photo up a bit. There we go. Mm-hmm. So now their skin tone's getting a lot better. I'm just gonna show you a before and after. Just look at that. So it was pretty. Like her skin was not happening, and his skin was not. It was a bluish shot. Look at the grass and everything. So here's what I would say. And this is just a good tip for you guys if you shoot weddings going forward. So we want people's skin to be warm, right? People's skin looks better warmer. The more blue it is, the more dead they look, the warmer it is, So, it's just why people go into tanning beds, right? Warm skin is more attractive. Now, if you do what I just did, you run the risk of introducing yellow into the dress. So here's what you can do. Go in here to the masking tool. Notice it says detecting people down here. Click on her, and then it says, well, what do you want to do? Her face? Nope, you want clothes. And now it's just the dress. So when you hit create mask, anything you do is just going to affect the dress. You can go down here and just lower the saturation of her dress to get it back to perfectly clean white. So I've had to do that on numerous occasions. So that's kind of a good one right there. Just lower the saturation. Her dress is back to white. Now let's do that cropping I was talking about. Let's go to the crop tool. I would just bring this down a bit. There's like it's not a good sky, so you're not gonna like. I'm not missing anything from that sky right there. And Erik's right. There's a lot of distracting stuff in the background. Now I think I will probably jump over to Photoshop to get rid of that stuff. So before I do that, actually everything I think else I need to do is in Photoshop. I mean, you could add a little of that vignetting, that little dark edge thing here. Go to the effects, and you could go to, maybe a -11 to kind of bring in a little something, and watch. See, it helps. Bring in a little something. I think you could maybe just bring in the overall. Oh, well, let's hit auto and see what that gives us. Well, it didn't give us much, did it? Let's just move the vibrance up just a hair. So the color's looking good. His face is too dark. So let's go and hit the masking tool, select people, and there it recognizes him, but we just want his facial skin and maybe his hair. And we'll just hit create mask, and now we can just brighten the exposure for those a little bit. Yeah, maybe something in there. It should be close to hers, but he is in the shadows. So she's nicely lit as far as like their positioning of the bride was very good. So she's nicely lit. She's got beautiful shadows, but he is on the shadow side of his face. You might even open up his shadows just a little. And you know what? Let's do that on her too. Let's go back and let's hit her. Let's go to select people. Select her.
Maybe not hit. We're not going to hit her, Scott. Maybe
no. That's I meant select her and go to her hair. Let's just do her hair and hit create mask. And then let's open up the shadows and see if we can bring a little bit of detail. There we go. A little bit of detail into her hair. All right. So now we've got all that done. Now, I got to tell you, I would be tempted, honestly, to completely recrop this shot. And I'll show you at the end if I remember how I would recrop this. But the other stuff, you could kind of hack through it and get rid of these lines and stuff, but it's not going to be very clean. But there's other stuff I have to do, so I'm going to take it over to Photoshop. We're going to press Command E on Mac or Control E on Windows, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to get rid of all this junk. We're going to go get the actual spot healing brush tool. Hang on one second. My microphone just messed up. All right. And I'm going to get rid of this because the healing brush tool in Lightroom, while it's better than it used to be, is still not great. So we're going to just get rid of this stuff, get rid of this stuff, get rid of that, these dots, signs, dots. I'm going to fill in some of these dots in the background in the trees. That's not helping anything. I don't know what that dot is. This thing is driving me crazy. This little sign. Yeah. So that's got to go. Oh, look at it. It even down. That's pretty good. All right, that got rid of all that. Here's the other thing that's kind of bugging me. Let me pull my interface out a little bit.
It's actually right under that sign too, where you just took it off, Scott. There's a white thing on the
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Not anymore. Okay. Here's what's driving me nuts. This. It just looks kind of funky, like she has like a big area there that I don't.
Yeah, that's a good word. That is a good one.
I don't think that is actually the case. I think it's how the dress poofed. You know how dress do that.
Yep.
I'm going to go to Liquify, and I'm going to use the very first tool, which is called the forward warp tool. It allows you to move your subject around like they're made of molasses. And I'm going to go in here, and I'm just going to click right on the poof, and I'm just going to tuck it in a bit. Now, I don't want to move the dock a whole lot. I might have to make my brush a little smaller. And I'm moving just left to right so it stretches the wood in the right direction. But I think if you just fix that, let me fix this little spot too. Oh, I don't want to bend the dock.
Yep.
All right.
That's better.
Yeah, and I'm going to show you before and after. So look. See how it was just kind of sticking out there and drawing your eye for no reason? Now
unfortunate poofage.
Yeah, now there's a little bit of something there.
Yeah.
And there is a tool to bring that back. It is I hardly ever use it. I think it's the second one down. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I went too far. Hold on. Just get that. All right, that's close enough. Okay, let's see what else we could do. All right. Now, I would probably, the rest what I would do, everything else is looking pretty good. But
what about the cropping? You were talking about cropping.
Okay, well, I would do this. I would honestly, let me bring it in just a hair so I can flip it by pressing the letter X. I would probably do something like this. Something in there. Yeah. I think that's you still get the dock, you still get everything. You're not losing anything but the train of the dress or the very end of the dress. I think she's got a beautiful face, nice looking couple. I think you would want to focus on them, but that's all right. But I think there's another thing that I would do to kind of finish this off, and that would be I would go back to the camera raw filter. I might go and actually no. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cheat for the last part, okay? But I'm going to show you what I would probably do. Let's go filter, and I would go to On One Effects 2023. And there's a couple things that I would do to this. Number one is I'd go over here to the filters on the side. Let's get rid of these filters that are there. All right, and that's what I would go add, a glow. It's right there. I would add a glow. So, and I would choose, the ones I usually choose, are Angel Glow or Black Soft. One of these two. Black Soft looks nice here. I would just add a soft glow to the whole image right there. And you can see here's before and after. Let me zoom in a little so you can see better. Oh, you know what? Now that I've zoomed in, I'm not sure I like that, what I chose. Let me go with Angel Glow. Oh, that's better. Angel Glow. There's before. Yeah, that's nice. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice glow. I think I would add that. Now, there's another filter that I like when people are outside, and it's called Sunshine. I've got sunshine. All right, and look at this. It adds a kick of like sunshine. It's a little bit too much, but there's an amount slider you can kind of dial in. You don't want to blow out her dress, right? So something in there, and I might even, just depends, go add filter, and let's just see what a sun flare would do to kind of brighten things up. That's a nice sun flare. There's a bunch of them, though, you can choose. I just kind of stroll through them and see, which one looks good. Today's brides really like this look. It's very popular. It's not a classic look, but it's very popular. So maybe something in there. I don't know. That last one.
It's becoming a classic look.
Yeah, it is becoming the wedding look. But anyway, it's just it looks a little dreamy and stuff. So maybe it's just a bit much. Just pull it back a little, hit done, and I think something around that line. Now, sometimes, since I'm in Photoshop, I will duplicate the layer, and I'll check a blend mode or two to see there's soft light, there's overlay, those are too much. But if you went to soft light and lowered it, maybe right in there, that's kind of nice. Just a little bit of the soft light. Soft light adds contrast. Ooh, right there. All right, I think we're done. Now, let's go back to the original photo, and let's reset it so we see the original. Oh, that is the original. Okay, and we'll hit open. So there's where we started. And then look how blue it looks now.
Yeah.
Right? Look at it now. Here, you can actually look at them side by side. You can go arrange, and you could do 2 up vertical. They're the before and after. Well, it's okay. Yeah, before. And see, the dress was kind of bluish, and then after, and it's just a warmer, and it's cleaner. We got rid of all the bad stuff. But again, I really do think, here, let's just go back to consolidate tabs. I think I would really do the other crop. I know it's gonna,
wide crop.
Yeah, I know it's gonna cut off part of her dress, but I think that's going to be a shot they're going to like a lot more. Something like that. Yeah, that's nice. They look dreamy and happy and in love. So anyway, that's just a couple of ideas there. Now, you might say, I don't want to add the sun flare. That's fine, but I'm showing you some options that you might choose there.
Well, you're showing you're showing everybody what you would do.
Yeah, but I'm not 100% sure that I would choose those. But let's roll on. Here's another image. Mm-hmm. Now, Erik, why do you think this image looks brown?
It's probably the ND filter.
It's yep. So Erik and I, you'll hear us talking about ND filters, and like I use Breakthrough Photography's ND. I've used the Haida, and one of our big things why we like them so much is it doesn't change the color of the image. Yep. What you're seeing there is a very pleasing. It's a nice tint, but it does tint your photos. Now, when I look at a photo like this, the first thing I think is this would make a great black and white. That's just my first thought. Though I like this brown. But that brown is that. I mean, that's
definitely coming from the ND filter.
Yeah, it's coming from the ND filter. So that is just a tint that is added by using a filter. I'm not going to name the brand, but there's a brand that is very popular. All that stuff. All right.
Well, you can definitely tell if you look at the white balance settings. Just look at the white balance settings and where you're at. It wouldn't be. That's the tint from the.
Hey, Nicole was asking a question. Is there any worry that a photo won't fit into a standard frame when changing the crop ratio on a wedding photo? So Nicole, first, if you're going to put it in a wedding photo, I mean, in a standard frame, I don't think you're going to print edge to edge. That's for consumers, right? You're going to leave a white border around it so it looks like it was done by a professional photographer. So you'll be able to put it in the frame with a white border around it, basically a matte, without any problem. But Nicole, if you were one of our VIP members, my masterclass this week had a whole thing about fitting images into frames and all this stuff. It comes out today. And I have a whole thing on those printing things that aren't in my regular printing class, and that was one of them. And I go into 3 different strategies when you have to fit, because it's crazy, Nicole. But today you go to Target or Walmart and you buy a frame, and the frame's 16 by 20, the opening's 14 by 11. Those are old traditional film sizes. None of our cameras fit that size. You're going to have to cut off 4 inches to make it fit in that frame from your digital camera to what you buy at Michael's or wherever. It's very frustrating. You occasionally can find a frame and a matte that is cut to digital sizes. But the framing industry, for reasons I can't even begin to understand or decide, no one's really used a film camera in 25 years, but let's continue to use those sizes. I don't get it.
There's a legacy infrastructure there for some reason.
Amy says, do I need to keep 2023 if I have 2024? Crap, Amy, I don't have 2024. No, you don't have to keep old versions you're not going to use anymore. But I didn't know that On1 Effects, I know that On1 Photo Raw is out for 2024. Yeah. God,
they might have already, but
yeah, I got to go and update, I guess. Okay,
yeah, but that's probably what it is. Just haven't updated.
All right, so back to our photo here. So first thing, what's bothering me the most? Oh, well, first let's change it to Adobe Landscape. Oh, that's better. All right, look at the trees here. When I switched from the standard Adobe color, everything looks better. Everything looks better with Adobe Landscape. Okay. Then
especially if it's a landscape.
Oh yeah, especially if it's a landscape. I would go straight to select sky, and let's just lower the exposure. See if there's any detail. Apparently there is. All right.
Oh, that's getting better.
Yeah, let's lower the. I also lower the highlights a bit. And there,
the only problem there is the sky's not getting picked up right there in the middle of the trees.
Well, we can fix that.
We can fix that.
That's easy. All right, so that's a pretty good start. Just right there, and then we could go back and just look at our starting place. Hit auto, see what we get there. Oh, hold on, undo that. No, that's okay. I was just thinking that it just applied that to the sky, but it's just overly affecting the sky. All right. That's not bad. Add some contrast in here. I think really the secret here is to make a black and white. Let's add some texture and make it nice and crisp. Now, you can either just do black and white, just do a straight ahead black and white, or you could go in here and choose one of the black and white conversions. Oh, look at that. It's a black and white, Erik.
Yeah, that's great.
Now, I think I would. Let me just choose this one, black and white 03, and let's crank up the black and whiteness. All right, and click close. I think I would go and get the masking tool and do that gradient, that linear gradient again on the right side. So just kind of get everything on the same page. That's a little too dark.
Uniform.
Yeah, and I think I can pull it a little further too. Right, because with a gradient, it's solid dark here, then it gets lighter and lighter and lighter, and then it's completely transparent here. I think I might have gone a little too far. Somewhere in there-ish. Doesn't look bad. Now, I can also do this. You could go over here to the presets. Now, there's a set of presets that you might want to do instead. Let me go undo that. Let me undo all of that. Undo, 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 undo. There we go. That looks pretty good in color. But go here to winter. There's a set of presets called winter, and let's see what we get. Ooh, look at that. That's nice. Just run your cursor over it. That's not bad. That's not bad. I'm wondering if I shouldn't go to black and white first.
Like just change your whole color profile.
Yeah, just go black and white and then go to these and see if there's something in there that I like. Well, it's just going to override it anyway.
Yeah.
All right, I don't like winter. Let's try autumn.
Well, there's definitely some potential here.
Yeah, there is. Sure. There is. I'm not sure which one of these I like best. Oh, that's not bad. Now, that one's not bad. That one's kind of warm. Now I would go add that linear gradient in. Let's go to linear gradient. I like these colors that are kind of in here. It's an artificial color. The water was not brown. Nothing was brown. You're making basically a duotone here, right? I mean, that's really what's happening. And you can see where we started to where we ended here. But I got to be honest with you. I'm not sure I'm loving my... I like the sky, right? That's better. But I'm not sure I'm loving the whole... what's the word I'm looking for, Erik? The whole toning. But, I mean, it's an unusual tone. It's not a tone that exists when you went just nature.
Black and white with it.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. I agree. All right, that's what it is. It's not a color that's in nature. You don't see brown water and all that weird stuff. So let's just go back and make it black and white, and then we'll be happy with that. Let me go find a decent black and white. Let me just see what we got here. Now it's going to put this on top of these are profiles, so it's going to put it on top of what I already did. That's not terrible. Now,
yeah.
So now this side's a little too dark, I think, over here. This is a little too bright down here, but that's easy enough to fix. Like what you could do here is get the Create Mask, do the Object Selection tool, select, I want the rectangular marquee version. Select that. Oh, come on, it didn't select the... Oh, that's poo.
This is sometimes when the brush comes in handy. Where you can
I know, but this usually works so well, Erik.
It usually does.
I got to try it again. It just usually works brilliantly well. And let me try again. Oh, that's better.
Yeah, that's better.
That's better. Just darken that down a little bit. So, well, now you got that line in there. So now, you have to get the brush anyway. Boo. Boo. All right, so I got to fix all that. All right, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. You get the idea. And I don't know about this thing sticking out on the left. I'm inclined to get rid of that.
Yeah. I mean, that's the hard part with not seeing both shores of the shoreline, like both sides of the river so pronounced.
And lastly, I'm going to have to open up these shadows a bit. It's getting too dark. And then we got to fix that glow in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Take it over to Photoshop. Here's what you would do. Get the rubber stamp tool, switch your blend mode to darken, I believe.
Yep.
You make your brush really large. And then you're going to click over here. And then when you go in here, it's only going to affect those lighter areas.
Yeah. That's a great trick to remove that glow.
Yeah, I think I left it at 100%. I think we'll lower it to 50. Go in here and get rid of some of that stuff. I'm doing a hack job there, but
you're hitting the top of the frame.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it's causing that line, but you get the idea, guys, right? Okay.
If you take your time, it'll work.
Yeah, if you take your time. So that's it's a great shot to begin with, but it's not my finest editing moment. It is time for a break, which is perfect to do when you just had an edit kind of go down the tubes. So let's take a short break, and we'll be right. And by the way, notice Dobson is not on the jib today. Look how smooth that is. That kind of smoothness can only be delivered by Juan. That's why they call him Magic Juan. Look at that. It's beautiful. Cheers.
Hello, my name is Dave DeBearmaker, and I'm a toy photographer from North Carolina, and I'm excited to share with you my new class on exercising creativity. Creativity is a flow that leads us from the initial idea all the way to the final image. So we're going to cover exercises on how to be more proficient at how to use your camera, and how to get those ideas anyways, as well as narrowing those ideas down and focusing them to get the best shots that you possibly can. When you finish this course, you'll be armed with techniques to flex your own creativity and make the most out of your own creative efforts. So please check out my class, only here on Kelby One.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the world's most compact tripod base.
Hey, everybody, we are back. Got some shout outs here. Joanne says, oh, wait, is that KB? KB says KB says, happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Hello from almost a pool day in Florida. Joanne says, hi from Kissimmee.
Starting to get there.
Liesel, hi, Liesel. She was just on our guest last week on the show. She says, hello from Venice, Florida. Trevor and Darlene say hi from Nova Scotia. Lou's here from Blauvelt, New York. I've never heard of Blauvelt, where I'm visiting my 97-year-old dad. How about that? He's a World War II veteran who was a weatherman in the Philippines. I'm usually watching from Munns Park, Arizona. That is cool. And high five to your dad. 90. Can you imagine Eric, 97 years old, the things that he has seen and the changes that he's saying? Wow, good for him. John's here from Hexham in the UK. Clifton is here. He says, hi, team and legends. Craig is here. Craig says, hello from Ashburn, Virginia, where we have partly sunny skies. Happy Valentine's Day. Two Dog Fox says, hi from Whitefish, Montana. Mary Ann's here from Fort Myers. Clifton's here from sunny South Africa. Welcome, Clifton. Thomas is giving us our greetings from Dusseldorf, Germany. I've been to Dusseldorf. Quite a nice place. Very, very nice. I wish I could get back there. All right. We are back. Okay, let's take a look at our image on screen. Good image and great nice. Moment. Great moment, good image. So first thing is easy is go down here to transform and just hit the letter A for auto and let it do an automatic correction, lens correction. So watch the difference here. Look at the difference. You weren't seeing the floor anyway.
Leaning over, straight up.
Right. So that's pretty good. There could be a little lens distortion up here. Let me go to the distortion slider here. Nah, it's not enough to mess with. Okay. Next, let's just go and clean up the shot a little bit. Let's just go to auto and just brighten it up. And I would probably go to the mask, go to select subject, and select her. But you can see it also selected other stuff over here. Let's try this. Let's undo that. Let's try, Eric. Come on. Let's give another shout out to the object select tool.
Yeah, I bet it'll do it.
Well,
close.
Well,
not a great one.
Okay, well, it's easy enough to fix. Click the subtract, hit the brush, and just say, it's not supposed to be this. It's not supposed to be that other stuff. And then you can hit add the brush and go get that arm. Go get her arm, not that arm. Get her arm and her ear. And we don't really need the ball. All right.
You might be able to object select the ball too.
I don't really need the ball. It's just her. Yeah. So let's go to exposure and just bring her up a little bit. Now, here's what I think is going to make this shot. We're going to go down to the lens blur, early access. We're going to turn it on, and we're going to increase. Well, you got to give it a second. It's analyzing the image. Look how it made the background out of focus. Now, unfortunately, that's okay. Unfortunately, no, this is easy fix. Easy fix. You're going to go down to, there is a brush. Where's the brush? Oh, the brush is here. I want focus. I want the brush. Where the heck is the brush tip? Oh, it's so small. There. I want to bring back her arm and her hand and the ball. Easy peasy. And this other arm is.
And the knee area.
It's pronounced knee. There we go.
And you're going to have to add. You're going to have to do the opposite on the bottom of that crowd. On the bottom, it picked up some of the crowd. As
okay, then they click over here on blur, and some of the crowd. Yeah, they got to be blurry.
Yeah, it weirded out there at the end.
That's weird.
At the bottom. Yeah, I've never seen it do that.
Yeah, that's just weird. But it's AI. Sometimes it you have to redo it to get it where you want it. But this is doing okay. And this is all
Yeah,
right.
but that'll work.
All right. Now, I think I might increase the blur amount a bit too. Look at that. So let me show you before and after of just this. It just gives it that look, right?
Yeah, you just shot it with an f1.0.
Yeah, you went to like an like a 1.2.
Yeah, I mean you went because you got to think that's a 24 millimeter shot, so it's really hard. You'd have to be like like Scott said, like 1.2 to get that kind of blur.
I don't like this thing up here.
Mm-hmm.
So now, if you're doing sports reportage, you're not going to do any of the stuff that we just did. You could brighten her up, but you're not doing any of this blurring or anything. But I think what I would do if it were just for my portfolio or for your own personal use or for a gift for her or her parents, I would get rid of that blob up at the top. Let's jump over to Photoshop real quick. Let's first try content aware fill just because it's fastest. And sometimes it's brilliant. Unfortunately, it's just lost the letter. But you get the idea what a difference it is getting rid of that. I would love to get rid of this whole thing. Now, this is gutsy. Hold on.
Yeah, because we're going to need a place to put the net. You know? Yeah, the net won't have an anchor anymore.
Well, no, the anchor could have been off the side. Hey, look, work with me here.
All right, I'm working with you.
We're going to use generative
so the net's
fill.
going off to the side.
The net's just going off to the side. Hey,
it's one of
you
those
don't know
new
what
suspension nets.
You don't know what this thing's going to do. No, it could have been forward of this thing. He could have shot it forward. You don't know where the edge of the. Okay, that's bad though.
Hey, look at this! One of those new nets.
That net is held up by fishing wire.
Yeah, it's a new process. It's very technical. Look at they're at a ball. There's there's
another ball.
It's a volleyball battle.
Okay, we went too far. Anyway, I think you leave it right that you got a winner. Okay. All right. Back to our stuff.
Yes.
Oh, now I really like this shot. This is lovely. And I see some things that we could do to it that would be nice. First off, I think is a little cropping would be in order here. Let's bring this bottom up. You could leave a little on the top there, but I think this could come up to about yay. All right, so that brings a little more interest. Let's just go ahead and hit the old auto and see what we have. But with an image like this, Eric, may I call you Eric?
Yes.
I think lowering the contrast is going to give it more of a painterly look. Right. Lower the contrast and then lower the exposure amount a little bit.
Yeah.
Something maybe in there-ish. Now, the background looks bluish, right? So you could take this tool and kind of get rid of some of that blue or just go towards yellow. You shouldn't have blue back there in that. Okay, so this isn't bad, but I think what we could do is let's go try some of those presets. Let's try Spring, because Spring has. Oh, these look pretty good. Look at that. That's the very first one. I'm just hovering my cursor over them. That's kind of nice.
I like that first one so far.
This one? Yeah, the first one's nice. That pinkish is kind of nice. That's a little maybe too much. That's kind of nice. It's just whatever you look you like. There's autumn. Well, let's go to summer. And these are ones that come with Lightroom. So these are built-ins. I think I'm with Eric. That very first one looked pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, just for the sake of time, let's go with the very first one, SP01. Now, you might go and darken the edges a little bit, as I tend to like to do. Let's go here.
Yes, maybe I would say maybe a -11 would be in order.
Oh, let's try that, Eric. I normally don't like to do that, but... Oh, that's so interesting. That other one put a +9 on there.
Yeah, it did.
So let's bring back a little bit there. And I'm going to jump over to Photoshop. Let me tell you why. What's driving me crazy in this photo is that wrinkle, that fold right there. And that would be an easy one for content aware fill to get rid of. Let's select this whole fold here and go to content aware fill. What the heck's going on here? Fill, content aware. What? Did my selection go away? Okay, about to say fill, content aware. Voila. There's a couple other little things that need to go here. Let's do content aware.
But that was the bad one.
That was the most egregious. And this one over here is not helping anybody. I don't know if that looks like a fold. I'm okay with that. This one doesn't look very good though. Let's get rid of that. Okay, that's getting.
Now, what about on the counter next to
right
the
here?
sheet music? Yeah.
I don't know.
Or on the other side, I'm actually looking at that green leaf that's there.
It's gone. I'm using this spot healing brush to get rid of those and that. All right, that's not looking bad. Now, I would add a glow. Now, you can duplicate the layer if you just want to do it here in Photoshop. Go to the Gaussian blur. Drop in like a 50 pixel blur. And then drop it to 15 or 20%. And that gives it kind of, look at the blur here. Watch. Let me blow it up. So there's with it. It gives you the soft glow effect that we got earlier. I think that's kind of a little bit of a softening. Oh, that's 24. That's too much. Let's go like maybe 18 or something in there. Just, it's salt to taste. But I think that looks pretty nice, actually.
Yeah, it's got that dreamy look.
Yeah, it has a nice dreamy look, and it's got a very painterly look to it. And the only thing that I'd like to see, and I don't know if this is going to work, so hang on a second. This may just go totally in the trash, is go to the mask, go to the linear gradient, and I'm going to darken from this other side, crud. I want to make the light look more directional. So it's lit from this side, right? But the background seems to be the same brightness. That's why, see how the brightness doesn't change?
Yeah.
So maybe I could just pull the highlights back a little bit there too. But overall, it's a very nice photo, and that's just a simple retouch. We didn't do a bunch to it, but we'll go back and look at the original. So let's open up the original, and let's set this back to its defaults. Oh, that's its default. So there's where we started, and there's where we ended up. So it was a pretty good picture from the start, but I think it's very nicely done and very painterly.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I like it.
Thomas says, is there a tip for someone with red-green visual impairment for image processing, or should you only take black and white? So, Thomas, I don't know what that tip would be. A buddy of mine who has written many, many books on photography has red-green visual impairment. And I don't know how he gets around it. Like sometimes something will be a little too red or a little too green. He doesn't realize it, but I don't know what his tip is. But maybe he's watching. He does tune into the grid sometimes, and maybe if he's watching, he'll pop us and let us know. But I'm sorry, Thomas, I don't have a better answer for you than I don't know. So it's a crappy answer. And you know what? Just like when you have a bad edit, you just want to go to break. When you don't have the answer, you just go to break. So we will be right back after a very smooth and professional jib move, courtesy of Magic Wand.
Hello, I'm Kelly Jones for Kelby One. I'm a certified underwater photography instructor. We're here on location in San Pedro, Belize. We're at Chuck and Robbie's dive shop. Yesterday they took us to Mermaid's Lair, a beautiful dive site. We got some great photographs, got some great sharks as soon as we got in the water. We got some horse-eyed jacks that I love, all kinds of different animals to see. Have you ever wanted to be an underwater photographer? Have you ever wanted to get in the water and capture all that beautiful marine life that lives under the sea that most people never see? Here's your chance to learn how to do it. So we're going to get you in the water. We're going to show you some compositional techniques. We're going to show you lights, when to use lights, when not to use lights. We're going to teach what cameras to use, some underwater photography rules to break. We're going to have a great time. You will be an underwater photographer when you finish this class. And what's the whole objective of being an underwater photographer? To impress your friends, of course. I worked hard putting this class together for you. Let's go do it. So come join me for my latest class on kelby1.com.
I am a portrait and wedding photographer based in Valencia, Spain.
I do mainly commercial and editorial photography, and I retouch up to 100 photos a month.
We shoot almost every day for all kinds of clients, such as commercial, beauty, and fashion. And we retouch our work more often, like every other day.
I used to spend over 1 hour for one photo.
If we want professional results, we must remove skin blemishes, do micro dodge and burn, highlight eyes, whiten teeth, and even reduce wrinkles in clothes. And this can easily take me up to 2 hours of work for each photo.
So when I saw that there's a plugin for Photoshop that helps you retouch quicker, I was eager to get my hands on it.
I read many feedbacks about it, and I found a lot of positive reviews, which made me to consider buying my first plugin.
One of the challenges we have at the end of a session or wedding is to achieve an edition in our photograph that looks natural. This is where retouch for me has become a game changer.
I love the feature that you can pick how much effect it has on your photo, and you can adjust it accordingly to your style.
I saved a lot of time and always end up having amazing result with my work.
I am extremely happy with the quality.
Now I am more efficient and have more time to spare with my family.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by B&H Photo, the professional source since 1973.
Hey, we're back. We just got a couple more quick ones to wrap up, and then we're going to give away some prizes. Take a look on screen. We've got this shot, another nice shot. I'm just going to start off by doing the old landscaper. Let's see what the difference is. Nope, colors look richer.
A little bit.
Hit auto, and maybe a little brighter, and lower the highlights so we don't blow out that sky. Let's go down to lens corrections, though. Something's not right here. Is our profile turned on? It is. Let's go to transform and hit auto. Oh,
yeah, I was going to say.
It's better.
The world's leaning.
The world is leaning. So what we could do is you could do something with the sky. You could either just select sky and darken it a little. Oh, it selected more than the sky, didn't it?
Oh boy, yeah.
Well, it's actually doing the reflection.
Using the reflection, yeah.
Yeah, it's doing that's okay. But I think honestly, better than that would be let's delete that mask. I think better than that would be a gradient. Let's just go linear gradient, darken it, drop it up here, and add a little blue into it using the white balance. I think that would be better, just not that dark. So that I think is just a little more interesting. Maybe color-wise, let's go a little bit bluer overall, and then add in a little bit of magenta just to make the color a little more interesting. But I think we're pretty close there. It is a very dawn shot. You're not going to see much of that mountain unless you really go work on it, and I guess you could. It's probably I don't know if the object select tool is going to work here. Let's see if it's going to select just that mountain. Ah!
Yeah, it did a good job.
See if there's anything to see in the shadows. No, there's not much to see there. And you'd also have to do the its reflection as well. There's some grass down here in the left corner. I don't know if you need to fix that, but I mean, that's a 1 minute retouch. And look what the blue did for it. You know, going towards that cooler color, I think made a lot of a difference on this one. And
yeah, and I think that's what's so hard, Scott, about when we talk about white balance and all that, because there's a white balance, and then there is a toning of that.
Yeah, creative white balance.
Yeah, that's what you're using that creatively.
Yeah, there's accurate white balance, and then there is creative. I think that looks better. I added a little more, little dehaze to it. Now, if you want to make the water shiny, go to clarity, and that'll make the water shine. There you go. That's not bad. Here, let's look a little bigger. That's not bad. All right, one last one, and then we're going to have to get going. This is a tough one. You got a couple of owls there.
Hanging in the shadows.
Hanging in the shadows. But first, I think we could crop a lot of this mess away. Look at that stick up there. You don't need that. I mean, what is this shadow about? I mean, this photo about? It's about them. Now, there's unfortunately porcupine tree behind them there. All right. Let's go and let's see what select subject does. Select subject. Boof. Okay, undo.
Yeah.
Okay, object select.
Yeah, you could try object.
Oh, let's go. That's how I'm used to it working. Let's open up the shadows and a little bit of exposure. That's better. You don't want to overdo it, right? You want to see them, and I'll leave this stuff as like a silhouette back here because it's not helping. Let's try this, Eric. I don't know if this is going to work. Select sky. And what I would do here is let's lower the exposure a little bit and just put a little bit of blue.
Yeah.
Because if you put too much blue, it's going to look weird. Just a tint of blue.
Well, that's just going to add some life to it.
Yeah, and maybe I'm going to go back to the owls, maybe make them a little brighter now, and maybe add a little contrast. Their eye sockets are really dark, you know. You could just go and say mask. I chose a brush, right? Make it a little brighter. Get a small brush and just go inside of there. Right? There we go. And it's not a killer retouch, but it's better than where we started, which was there. So at least you can see them, and the sky's a little bluer.
Yeah, I think that's the best you're gonna do given the lighting of the scenario.
Yeah, it's a tough lighting scenario, but at least you got something. They look a little bright to me now. Now the two owls are popping out a little bit too much. So
yeah, you might want to take that back 20%.
Well, that's good because I have the mask of the owls right here. I can just go. That's a little bit too much. Maybe take.
There we go.
There we. Yeah, you want it to look kind of natural. That looks better. And just that little bit of blue. If you overdo it, it's going to look funky. And if you do sky replacement, then it's, who knows what'll happen there. But anyway, there you go. All right. Hey, Lou just said, thanks to Eric and Scott, I just gave my dad your high five, and he thought that was very nice, and thank you. You guys have heart. Oh, thanks.
Awesome.
That's so cool. It's cool that you're there with your dad. Gosh, my dad's been gone for about 20 years. So, man, you're very, very fortunate to have your dad there. All right.
Oh, absolutely.
So, Buddy says, how do you decide where to start your edits? Buddy, usually I do the profile first. If I shot in RAW, which I do, I'm going to switch the profile to landscape. And then I work on the thing that annoys me the most. Whatever the most distracting thing is, that's what I like. And today it's been a lot of skies that were very bright. So generally it's whatever the most egregious thing is in the photo, that's what I do next, because the order isn't really that important. It's just I like to sharpen last.
Well, I think that's a key with editing, especially using Lightroom. That's the great thing, because I do the same thing you do, Scott. I'm looking at a photo and I'm like, is there something here? I see something, but I'm like, ooh, but I got to take this distracting thing out, or I've got to move this around. And can I get that to where I want? So then I can take it over to Photoshop. But what's great about Lightroom is it's non-destructive. You can work on any order you want, and you're not going to screw it up. I mean, yeah, we'd like to sharpen at the end because that's what we do at the end.
Yep.
But I mean, all the things you're seeing Scott do there in that develop module, or even the camera raw, module. I mean,
the same.
You could do it in any order you want.
Yep. All right.
But so yeah, definitely doing it like it is kind of a top down approach, for a lot of people.
All right, people, we've come to the end of the show, but you're probably thinking, Scott, who won the prizes? I have no idea. Let's see.
Let's hope somebody did.
I don't see anything coming up. Here we go. Hold on. All right, here we go. Congratulations to Patty Foster, who won the Platypod disc. Patty, it's better than you think it is. Once you have a round one, you're like, why aren't they all around? Okay. Let's see. KB won the V-Flats. So we'll be shipping you those. You're going to love those. Amy F. has won the Retouch for Me. James Gordon Patterson won the On One. I guess we were giving away On One effects. No, what are we giving away? On One,
no noise.
No noise. Okay. David Frederick won the Photoshop book for digital photographers, and Hal Barwick won How Do I Do That in Photoshop. And there's today's winners. Now, how do you get your prize? You have to email us at GridPrize, Kelby1, and we'll verify that you are actually the person that won. And do this by this Friday so we can get it right out to you. Because if you wait a few weeks, then we have to do research to figure out what you want. And it's already a pain in the butt. Let's not make it a bigger pain in the butt. So let us know by this Friday if you'd be so kind. All right. Any news or anything else, Erik? I think I caught everybody up at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, I think you got everybody up at the beginning. We got the workshop coming up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, and I'll see some of you on Sunday out there in California. So I'm looking forward to that because I leave very, very early. I leave at like 5:45.
iPhone
conference. We talked about that. Yeah. That's coming up. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to Christina and crew for manning all the stuff. It's a lot of stuff that they do. I'm not really sure what it is. And of course, a special thank you to Juan. It's good to have Juan back where he belongs. Juan spent many years at jib school up in Vermont, learning it from the master of the jib, which is Bobby Jibman Johnson. Anyway, thanks, Erik.
All right, thanks.
We'll see you guys later next week with our special. I can't even tell you who it is. It's too special. Oh, we got a good guest for you next week, though. Wow, look at that. That's taking a jib to heights it's never been. That's jib.
You're even getting into the soundproofing now.
Dude, that's Jib Hall of Fame stuff right there. That's what that is. Take care, everybody.